things that are still ratios, but they're not going to be nice, easy proportions. It's going to be slightly different, but it still represents two ratios. No, go back. 6-1, no. No. 6-1. Yeah. All right, number 2. You have to do this exactly what I'm going to show you, and it's going to make all of the problems like this easier. Okay? You've got to catch the trick that I'm going to show you. Take your headphones out, please. When you have a ratio like this, oftentimes you could make a proportion and you could solve it, and we'll have some more problems like that. But in this case, when they have the ratio of 1 to 2 to 3, there's a trick that I want you to do every single time. Let's read the problem. The measures of the angles in a triangle, that's a clue for you. The angles in a triangle are in the extended ratio of 1 to 2 to 3. That means one angle represents 1, the other angle represents 2, the other angle represents 3. Find the measure of the angles. So the first thing you do when you see an extended ratio like this is you write an x on everything in the ratio. Okay? So you're going to turn it into 1x, 2x, and 3x. That's the trick you do every single time. That's the 2 right there. Let me just write those 2 better. 1x, 2x, and 3x. Once you've written that way, then you use them in the word problem. Okay, so like this one right down here. 2, 3, 3, 4. You would rewrite that as what? 2x and then what? 3x and then? Well, there's 2 3's, so don't forget that other one. 3x and then 4x. Okay, that's the trick. Now you can do the rest of the word problem with whatever clues they gave you. For instance, right here. The measures of the angles in a triangle. That's your clue. What do we know about the measures of all the angles in a triangle? They add up to 180. There's your word problem. Okay? The 3 angles in a triangle add up to 180. So let's turn this into an equation. What are representing the 3 angles? How do I word that differently? Let me see. What if I draw it? One of the angles is represented by 1x. So I'll put that right here, technically the smaller one. And another angle is represented by 2x. See how there's 3 numbers there? There's 3 angles in the triangle. So another angle is represented by 2x. And the last angle is represented by 3x. Sometimes a picture helps, sometimes it's not necessary. It really will depend upon you. You get the idea there? They told us that that's the ratio that they're set up in. So now our equation would be 3x plus 2x plus 1x equals 180 because it's a triangle. Solve that. That makes 6x, right? 5 plus 1 equals 180, and x equals 30. Okay, so you're going to be looking for, every column's not going to be the same. The only thing that's going to be the same every time is that you take this ratio and you put x's on it, because you could divide everything by x and it would reduce the same way. That's the trick. The rest of the problem is going to depend on the keywords. Now read the question. Find the measures of the angles. What do they want us to do? We solved for x. Now what do they want us to do? Plug it in how many times? Because they say find the measures of the angles, plural. So how many times? 3 times. Sometimes they'll say find the smallest angle. And you would only plug it in once to the smallest. It depends on what they're asking. Right? So they want us to find out 3. 1x would be 30 degrees. What would 2x be? 60 degrees. That's the next angle. And what would 3x be? 90 degrees. That makes it a right triangle. Okay? So as far as the word problem is concerned, you have to look for the clues. Sometimes they talk about perimeter. Sometimes they're going to talk to you about same-side interior angles. That would be adding up to 180. There would be other clues about perimeters, other rules you already know. They might give you something about bisecting. But the important thing is to put the x's in there. Alright, so number 3. The measures of the sides of a quadrilateral. Okay, that's what we're dealing with. The measures of the sides of a quadrilateral has a perimeter of 60 inches. So what should I draw? It's not going to be a perfect square. All 4 are not the same. But a quadrilateral of some sort, right? I don't know if it's a rectangle. I know that 2 sides are the same, and I know that 2 sides are not the same. So all I'm going to do is just draw a random quadrilateral there. And they are talking about the measures of the sides. So I'm going to make one of these sides 2x. This side, I'm going to make it 3x. This side, I'm going to make it 3x. And this side, I'm going to make it 4x. So I can just add those up to 360, right? No. What makes 360? The angles make 360. These are sides. What do the sides add up to? Read the question. What does the sides add up to? 60. Good. All right, don't get that confused. The angles are what add up to a certain amount of degrees. But the perimeter, they have to give you a number because all the sides don't always add up to the same thing. So the perimeter is 60. The perimeter means you add up all the outer edges. So 2x plus 3x plus 3x plus 4x, 2x plus 3x plus 3x plus 4x. When you add up all the outer edges, you get how much? 60, because they gave that to us. The perimeter equals 60. Okay, now we can solve for x, and then we'll answer the question that they asked. 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 2, I get 12x. Is that what you got? And x equals 5? Always go back and read the question. Find the measures, plural, of the sides. So you have to plug it in all 4 times. So this side would be what? 15. What would this side be? X is 5, so what would this side be? 20. And what would this side be? 10. And this side would be? 15. If you add that all up, 15 plus 15 is 30, 20 plus 10 is 30. Together that makes 60, and we did it right. Okay, so the trick is to put x's in the right places and then understand the keywords from the problem. So turn the page, let's try some together. And try some on your own. And then just go ahead and work on the homework. So, we did that one. We need to do this one. Okay. The sides of a rectangle are in the ratio of 2 to 5. We want to think of that as 2x and 5x. Good. That's the first step. The second step is to understand the clues of what they're talking about in the word problem. So what are they talking about? What shape? What should I draw? Rectangle. The sides of a rectangle. And they also told me that I know the perimeter. So here's the thing. Some of you could probably just make a formula right now, an equation, and that would be okay. But I think for most of us it would be easier if we made a picture. It's a rectangle. And all they gave us was 2 sides, but what do you know about a rectangle? It's the same on both sides. Good. So if I put a 2x here, I also put a 2x over here. And if I put a 5x here, I also put a 5x here. Okay. Rectangles have opposite sides are equal. They also have 90-degree angles. And these come in the ratio of 2x to 5x. What's another keyword in the problem? Say again? 70. And that goes with which word? 70 is the perimeter. So the perimeter is 70. That's key. So if the perimeter is 70, we can now make an equation. I don't want to just write it up there. I want you to tell me, what equation would you make out of this? barely hear some people telling me. Excellent. Add up all the sides. 2x plus 2x plus 5x plus 5x in any order has to add up to 7. That's 14x. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that 5? You're thinking it's 5.
It's 5.
Yay. All right. So let's double check our work. If we made a mistake, we'll catch it right here. 5 times 5 would be 25 here, and 25 here. 5 times 2 would be 10 here and 10 here. 50 plus 10 plus 10 makes 70, so we did it right. Okay, I'm going to take a second and step back while you guys try number 2. I'm only going to get you started, or number 12. What are the key words? Triangle, and is it the size of the angles? Okay, what do we know about the angles of a triangle? I'll add up to 180 degrees. So that's going to be a really important clue. What do you do right here with 6, 1, and 5? 6x. Good. And the last thing I'm going to ask you is, what question are they asking you for? The largest angle. So you're not going to plug it in 3 times, are you? Where are you going to plug it in? Into the 6x, the largest one. Okay, go. Take a couple minutes to try that one. Oh, do you want to do me a favor and help my 5th period class? Because they left me markers and things all over the floor. Would you pick those up and I'll walk around and pick them up from you guys? Thank you. I don't think so, because, 90 could be one of them, but it couldn't be all of them. Is that what you got it on? Well, let's check and make sure, okay? So that one's 15, and what was that? 75. So 15 plus 75 is 90, 90 plus 90 is 180, so that means 80, right? So your largest angle would be the 90. I thought you meant for x, but yeah.
I wasn't sure, if I had added.
No, not in this case, they just wanted the largest. I did that, I added it together just to check the work. Yeah, but you do this wrong. Those are angles, don't draw them on the sides. Draw arrows right now, point to the corners, but just make sure that they're in the angle position. And then yes, like everything to
Everyone,
Just one.
what is it?
One more time.
Huh?
What is it? Like,
First of all, what was your final answer? 90. Oh, one of those where like you wrote it right, but you couldn't read it right. All right, 90. Do we all agree with that? Okay, good job. You make them all add up to 180, and then you plug that answer, x equals 15, you plug that into the largest one, which is 6x, 90 degrees. Okay, when you make a picture, make sure you put the parts inside the angles, because this was an angles problem, not a sides problem. Looking at the other questions that you have. All right, a couple more minutes, then I'll give you plenty of time to work on your homework. All right, here we go. Here's one where it's not perimeter, it's not angles, it's not sides, it's totally different clues, but your trick is still the same. I'm going to read it, and while I'm reading it, I want you guys to think about what the clues are. Okay, and I'm not going to do this problem, I'm just going to write down what you tell me to do. You are helping to hang balloons in the gym for the school dance. there are a total of 175 balloons. You're not concentrating if you're not listening. Some of the balloons are gold, and the rest are silver. The ratio of gold to silver is 3 to 2. How many gold balloons are there? No, there's no. All right, first of all, what's the first thing you would do? Okay, that is an excellent clue, and that is the total, right? That is the total of all balloons, 175. Whether they're gold or silver, they all add up to 175. What's another thing you can do? The ratio, make that what? 3x, 2x. All right, now think. Okay? And gold came first. It said the words gold to silver, so they mean that this is the gold and this is the silver. So the gold one would be the 3x. So that we'll use that at the very end. What do we do now? If we know that all the gold and silver balloons are in a ratio of 3x and 2x, and we know that the total is 175, what kind of an equation can you make out of that? Right? Just like we did with the one before it. When you know the total is 180, you add up all of your parts to the total. So in this case, what are my two parts? 3x plus 2x. And what is the total? There you go. So now solve it and answer the question for the gold balloons. Since they use the word gold first, gold to silver, that means their number that comes first is the gold, the second number is the silver.
So would you?
I thought it just said it on the
Oh my God.
Anybody more time? What'd you get for, well, what'd you get for the final answer? How many golds were there? 105. Okay, so it's 5x equals 175x equals 35, and you plug it into the first one because the word gold came first. They give you the order. When they say gold to silver, they're giving you the order. So it was 3, 2, 2. Gold goes with 3, the 2 goes with 3. All right, let's see. I think the next ones are slightly different. Nope, you can do that one. Oh no, that one's different. Okay. And this one, they're slightly different. So let's just try them together rather than all independently, and then you guys can try the independent stuff on your homework. All right, so first thing you do is take the extended ratio and write it as 3x, 4x, and 10x, if I'm reading that right. 3x, 4x, 10x. Except that this one doesn't tell you what the total is, right? This is different. So we're not going to just add them all up. It doesn't tell me the perimeter. You have to think of everything separate. So the sides of the triangle are 3x, 4x, and 10x. So let's think. And I'm going to put the smallest one right here on the 3x. These are sides, not angles, so they go on the outside. 4x and 10x. Now read the next part carefully, and you'll see how easy this is. If the length of the shortest side is 9 inches, what is the perimeter of the triangle? What is my clue there? Right here, what is my clue? Length of what? Shortest side. So the equation is only going to have to do with the shortest side. 3x, that's obviously smaller than 4x or 10x. So 3x equals what? 9. Okay, every problem can be asked in a different way, but this trick still works. Any question on where that 3x equals 9 came from? For everyone? Alright, so now we solved that. X equals 3. And now we go and read the final question. What is the perimeter of the triangle? To find the perimeter of the triangle, you're going to have to find all 3 sides. So you're going to take your x equals 3 and say this one's 9. What's this one? And what's this one? 30. So the perimeter is to add them all up. 30 plus 21. I got 51. Is that what you got? Please check me on your calculators. So the problems can change, but the trick stays the same. It just depends on the keywords in the problem. And then just let me double check to make sure that you did that right. Good. All right, and then for the last one, I want you to read it and tell me what the clue is. Please don't just start talking to someone. Please think about these because word problems are a key part, and especially in the Math 2 year here. Read it, please, and tell me, I mean, you know you're going to make this 2x and 7x, but tell me what we're dealing with. Tell me what your clues are. Width. Width is a really important word. All right. The width of the window is 3 feet. Yes. The width. Okay, guys. One of the keywords is width. Good, and it's 3 feet. Now, which is the width? The 2x or the 7x? The 2x. Usually we call the width the shorter one, but also because of the order of the words. See this? They say width to height. That means the first one is width and the second one is height. Okay? So if the width is 2x, 2x equals what? What's the width of the window? 3 feet. So x equals 1.5. What's the question? What's the question then? Find the height. So what would I use for height? 7x. 7 times 1.5. 10.5. And is that feet? No. Yeah, it is feet. Okay, it's a tall window. I did write it wrong. I even circled it wrong. It was 10.5. Okay, now if you wanted to do it as a picture, you could. Here's your window. Your width is 2x. Your height is 7x. This was 3. So you can make it as proportions. There's a lot of different ways you could do it. Okay. All right. Just go ahead and get out your phones. Open up the homework. I'm going to be walking around. You know what? Actually, just go ahead and pass forward your... Nah, I'll walk around and check your work from yesterday. While you guys are working.
Actually, no.